Hi everyone, it's time for our week 8 material overview. So in this week we are going to be moving on to our next topic, which is um, talking about what I'm calling land pollution. Although we don't call it land pollution, right? We call it garbage and waste. Instead of what we do with air and water, we specify, oh, we're polluting those sources, right? But we typically don't talk about the things that we throw away in the same vein. We don't say, oh, I'm polluting the land. No, typically what we say is we're throwing away our trash, right? And so that's what week 8 in this particular module is about, is you're going to be learning more about two different types of waste. We're going to spend most of our time discussing municipal solid waste, which is the waste that is generated from our everyday lives. So our homes, our businesses, our offices, our schools, all of that constitutes what we're calling this municipal waste stream. So it's composed of lots of different things that we'll learn about. We'll talk about plastic and paper and metals and glass and scraps and all kinds of different things that you'll learn in this particular unit. The reading for this unit is a little bit different in that I'm having you read a selection of a download, which is basically a global snapshot of waste and waste production. So it's I've highlighted the relevant part here in the United States, but there's also a lot of information in there about how other parts of the world dispose of waste and what they do. It's actually really interesting. Read the whole thing. You don't have to read the whole PDF by any means, but if you want to learn more about what they're doing in other countries, I definitely recommend that you read more than just the 20 pages that have been assigned here, right? And then I also have included this week a little video which actually talks about what a recycling plant looks like. We call them material recovery facilities is what they're referred to, or MRFs. And essentially this is a place where if you have single stream recycling, so when you put out one box and that box has everything in it. It has your glass and your paper and your cans and all your plastics. We call that single stream, and it goes to one of these facilities, and actually this video tells you how everything is sorted. So it goes through how your recyclables are sorted, how we get the plastics apart from the paper, apart from the glass and the metal. So it's actually kind of really interesting if you've ever wondered about how all that looks. So that's just sort of a little optional video that I have for you all this week. And then as far as assignments go, we're working on our usual suspects of assignments. You've got a lab this week, soils, and I would like you to go outside actually and collect your own soil samples. So I have a video over here that gives you an overview of the lab and things you can look for. And then we have our lab quiz, of course, this week, which is based on the surface water lab from last week. Excuse me. And then once again, it's just your discussion question week 8 and your check-in. Discussion leaders, I will be sending you an email tomorrow to remind you all to make sure that you get your discussion questions up. Everyone did a great job last week of getting all their questions up in plenty of time for everyone to respond to, and I certainly appreciate that. For those of you that are taking part in the Eco Challenge extra credit, don't forget that you need to check in every day. So every day you'll come onto the website, you'll go to your dashboard, which is where I'm at now, and then the challenges that you have selected will be here for you. There's a little button for you to click to say, yes, I did my challenge. Or there's also a little button down here at the bottom, and because I've already checked in for the day, it's not visible. But there's also a little button down here, an option that says, I didn't do my challenges today, but I'm going to try again tomorrow. And you can do that as well. And you'll see that every day that I have checked in, I get a little check mark. The days that I completed my actions, I get a green. Yay. And the days that I didn't complete all my actions, I just get a check mark. So again, make sure that you are checking in at least half of the days of the challenge. So we've got, again, 22 days. That means you have to get 11 check-ins at bare minimum in order to get credit. And also make sure that you have at least one one-time action and at least one daily goal, preferably more. The more actions you do, the bigger the impact happens to be. So that is it for this week. If you all have any questions at all, please let me know, and have a good week, everybody.